Check it. Check. 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 Good evening, and welcome to CAMEENews Special Edition. This is your third night. I am your co-host, O'Shaughnessy, brought to you, as always, with...
Samson.
Samson! Okay, I'm going to turn that off because that's definitely...
So
it says royalty-free, but it's definitely not royalty-free.
This is not royalty-free.
Whatever. They're going to demonetize us. We're going to lose it all. Cameos getting torn down before we ever made it big. Thank you guys for coming in and hanging out with us tonight. We got some special news to cover. A lot of big premieres this last week. And yeah, we'll be doing a mostly spoiler-free overcap impressions. Sam, you don't want to call them reactions, so we won't call them reactions.
Yeah,
but
they're not reactions, impressions.
They're impressions. Our
Impressions,
initial
yeah.
thoughts. Spoiler free. This isn't a full review. We're not paid, endorsed, but it was a big week.
A lot of stuff we've been watching. A lot of stuff came out.
Mm-hmm.
News-wise, a lot of changes. I guess we could start with more of the HBO Max changes that we've heard, the things that Warner Brothers are doing.
Which one? There was like 3.
Is a lot. So one of the things is that, and this is, I was talking to Fu about this earlier. You all make Fu at some point. But apparently Warner Brothers, and sorry for the train, Warner Brothers is like stopping all of their DC animated things. Apparently there's they got a lot of bad debt, and that's why all the HBO Max changes are also happening.
I didn't know that. I didn't catch that. Wow.
That's what Fu said. Because of the merger, there's a lot of bad debt wrapped up in there.
So Young Justice is on the chopping block, right?
Yeah, Young Justice on the chopping block. But it just, there's no plans for another season. Right? So
but it's like
Young
this
Justice,
overall picture, like they're consolidating their stuff. It's the same thing they're doing with these like live things too, right?
yeah. And one of the ways they saw to do that was like stop the animated stuff. And maybe Fu was saying maybe only Harley Quinn is safe. And then that goes into that that Batman series that was in development that HBO was now shopping around, or HBO Max had in development, and now they're shopping it around because they've scrapped all those projects.
Wow.
So instead of releasing it, they just sell it to recoup the recoup the money. So maybe Harley Quinn might be that last thing we see. And I know for like, if you're a fan of anything DC related, you're probably more of a fan of like all of the animated things. That's the best thing that DC does. All that whole animated run, that animated universe is really, really good. Every time I like recommend anything DC.
Talk about Harley Quinn.
Not just Harley Quinn, but like all those like Justice League movies, like the Constantine movies, the Teen Titan movies, the Young Justice like series. Trying to think of anything else new that they did that's animated.
I feel like that's always been the case though. Like the DC stuff, one thing that they were always consistent on, or at least more consistent than Marvel, were their animated things, whether they be series or movies. Like, I feel like the old Marvel animated stuff before Disney took over was kind of like, the quality wasn't great. They picked some weird stories. It was always kind of like just not that well done.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I ever watched Avengers cartoons growing up. Probably not.
I hated watching them.
They had X-Men, and that was like the outlier. X-Men 97. But the DC stuff, we had Batman 90s animated cartoon, Batman Beyond, Justice League. I mean, they were bangers. Banger after banger.
Justice League
Unlimited. Oh my God, I forgot about the Warner Brothers early morning, Saturday morning cartoons. Because Static Shock wasn't Cartoon Network. That was...
it was Warner Brothers Sunday morning.
The WB.
Saturday morning, like, yeah. Even that Green Lantern, like, Green Lantern Corps cartoon was really good. I remember, like, I was in college, watching the Green Lantern joint and then the Young Justice right after. They had like little shorts in there. The DC animated stuff has always been good. So to hear
Teen
that
Titans.
Teen Titans is amazing. I don't like Teen Titans Go.
No.
But Teen Titans, like
chibi shit.
Yeah, I hate that. But the OG, it was amazing. So to hear that like they've scrapped literally the best thing that they do is like it sucks and it just makes me more mad. And I feel like they're just trying to lean into movies and let's get our, DCU going.
Consolidate the portfolio.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. I'm not too thrilled about that.
Wow. Well, I mean, I think their philosophy right now is let the cream rise to the top, the cream of the crop come to the top. And they didn't stir first. So there's no cream. It's burned. I don't know, man. I feel like they had enough they had enough shit in the soup that they just had to they had to just take what was on the top and everything else they just had to let go. That very interesting analogy aside, that is kind of crazy. One other thing, you see the thing that I just posted in there, Matt Reeves, speaking of cream of the crop, Matt Reeves did the last Batman movie, which we know was successful. We know Warner Brothers enjoyed that payday that they got from sparkly Twilight Batman. Matt Reeves is on for like 3 more years, I think, or multiple years. I don't remember if the article I linked had an exact number, but I
think it's 3.
He's sticking around for a while, and I don't know that the article that I linked said specifically Batman stuff. Like they might pull him into other projects, which would be interesting.
It's related to the Batman franchise,
right? So little mini universe thing going on there. Probably like a Catwoman thing, maybe.
I hope not. We don't need a Halle Berry. That Halle Berry movie was enough.
Yeah. What's her name? Zoe. Lenny Kravitz's daughter. Zoe Kravitz. I was like, wait, Lenny Kravitz's daughter, Zoe Kravitz. Yeah. She was pretty awesome. So I wouldn't mind seeing more of her. Just in general.
I don't think she's a great actress, so I'd rather them not do a whole Catwoman.
Because they didn't introduce that many other people in that movie. I mean, obviously we got the Joker tease at the end, but they're not going to do a Penguin spinoff, I don't think. Maybe. Yeah,
and I was wrong. The 3 is something else. It's not this.
Oh, okay. Anyway, guy that did the Batman movies, hanging out for a while. So take it or leave it. Most people enjoyed the Batman. If you liked the movie, you're in luck. Seems like he's going to be doing some more stuff. If you didn't like that work, looks like the DC might be going in a couple different directions aside from this one anyway.
Yeah, but and for him, his deal, it could be any movie. I think they just get first look at anything that he makes.
Okay. They get dibs.
So, so anything that he's working on. So hopefully that means like, Batman 2 and then more DCU things for like, comic book fans. Okay. But it could mean like other stuff too. So we'll see.
Yeah. That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting to see what they announce. What else? We got anything else out of the DC? No more felonies or misdemeanors or shitting the bed. Any other actors wiling out since we last caught up?
Nothing yet from Ezra Miller. Yeah. We'll see what they do. They can't help themselves, so we'll see. We'll see what coast.
It's a matter of there could be right now that Ezra Miller's out there doing some debaucherous shit.
But that's everything for DC.
Okay.
I think now we can get to what we're really excited for.
Yeah. Which is what? I think they're different things. I think we have different things.
I was talking about the D23 news.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were going to talk about the bonus Sandman episode. Yeah.
We'll talk about that next.
You just posted that. So that must have just come out like today or.
No, it's like the 20th, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That flew by.
The little announcement. So for those that don't know, D23 is in September, which is in 2 weeks, actually. Next week. So next week, right? September. So September 9th, 10th, and 11th, that's D23's.
Okay.
Basically Comic-Con, but just only Disney. But we are going to get a lot of news in D23. We're going to get the cast and director of Fantastic Four, the cast of Thunderbolts. They're going to talk about the Wonder Man series. There's apparently a project dedicated to Nova. And for those that don't know, Nova is like a Marvel hero. The Nova Corps is like the Green Lanterns of the Marvel world.
Yes, I'm reading through all that stuff right now of the cosmic Marvel saga, the Annihilation stuff.
In what Guardians 1, they give the Power Stone or whatever that it's the Power Stone, right? The Infinity Stone, yeah, there you go. The power one, the purple one, they give it to the Nova Corps on Xandar. So that's who Nova is like. After the Corps gets like rocked, and then there's only one Nova.
The Corps gets rocked like 4 or 5 times throughout Marvel history, but what they were like sort of leading up to in the Guardians 1 movie was like the Annihilation thing, where like the whole shit was about to be wiped out. Obviously, they didn't go that route, but. Yeah, Nova basically would have been what would have happened if who was it? It was Ronan in that movie. If he had wiped out all of the Nova Corps, all of their power goes into like a central unit, and then that central unit has the ability to like disperse its power to one individual if it wants, and then that person becomes Nova, aka Richard Rider. Dude from Earth. He had powers before already. His whole backstory is kind of weird to me, but he do we know if it's do we think it's going to be Richard Rider as Nova?
I would assume so,
because there was another one in the past, I think, but he went crazy or some shit.
Yeah, they'll probably do whatever's easiest. So it's probably easier just to do Richard Rider.
Where's my comic book nerds in the chat?
Easier story.
Where's T-Stare when you need him? Our cosmic, he's the cosmic Marvel expert. Yeah, it's really good stuff. You get to meet a lot of cool people that I think will tie in. Maybe learn some more about the quantum bands. What are those things called? The bangles that Miss Marvel had.
We assume they're the NECA bands,
right?
Yeah,
but there's also the Quasar has those bands that then go.
Quasar has a quantum bands.
Quantum bands, okay.
Yeah, and I would assume if you're introducing Nova, you're going to introduce Quasar at some point.
Yeah.
Plus, we're getting Adam Warlock. We already know that. So at some point, Quasar is coming, which would be cool. So
they
might get
bunch
a Moondragon cameos.
Yeah, Moondragon is Drax's daughter.
Who's dead in the MCU.
Well, she gets revived and stuff.
Yeah, a lot happens.
The cosmic stuff is kind of all over the place. Space magic knows no bounds. Like once you get out into space, the shit that Scarlet Witch is doing is like chump change compared to the shenanigans happening out beyond our galaxy. So I would be surprised if we don't get some hints at some more people. We already got who did we get at the end of Eternals? Got Eros, Thanos,
Black Knight as well.
Yeah,
that's who Kit Harington is supposed to be. You also hear Mahershala. Sorry, Mahershala Ali. Yeah, you hear him in there as well.
Right.
Well, also D23, they're going to give some Shang-Chi 2 news.
Yeah.
Deadpool 3 news. And Armor Wars news. And Armor Wars should be the show with War Machine, and I would assume Ironheart.
Riri.
Yeah, Riri probably shows up in there at some point since Riri will be introduced in November.
Okay.
So some very exciting stuff. That's what I'm most excited for.
Fantastic Forecast, Thunderbolts cast. We still don't have a team assembled of all these young people. I mean, they're slowly dripping them, but do you think maybe there's a chance that we see Florence Pugh, I don't know any of the actresses' names, so I don't know why I started with her.
Just say
Kate
they're
Bishop. Um,
for that new Avengers
just all
team,
these little
we would
new
assume.
Avengers that they keep introducing. America Chavez.
Uh,
Like when's the next
maybe
time
at some
she's
point.
gonna show up? Like when's America Chavez coming back?
I don't know. I would assume the maybe the Kang movie or the what I
That would
assume is
be
the
a
Beyonder movie after.
wild. I am thinking that we need to get introduced to this team before the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, but we know they're not gonna have like a team up movie before that. I don't see any reason for any of them to be in Fantastic Four. Also, I'm another news thing before we continue. I'm pretty sure John Krasinski or Jim from The Office is not like actually Reed Richards. I don't think he was actually cast. I think that was just like a fan
Oh, I
thing.
think that was a fan thing too.
Yeah, fan thing
Unfortunately.
specifically. Yeah, so
Hmm.
it is what it is. So there'll probably be a whole full new cast for Fantastic Four that we'll see.
And yeah, Young
Um,
Avengers is what I was trying to remember that team name. I don't know why I
okay,
couldn't remember
but
that they're
do
called
you
Young
think there's
Avengers.
a Young Avengers film in the works at
I
all,
think it's a TV
or
show.
that?
I think it's a TV show.
So what? Florence, or I'll say their names. New Black Widow, which would be
New Black
Florence.
Widow. She definitely has a name. Can't remember.
She has an actual name. Yeah, I forgot. Uh, New Hawkeye. Everyone's just gonna be new.
Kate
New
Bishop.
X. Yeah. New Iron Man. So Ironheart.
Riri. Mm-hmm.
Uh, uh, trying to think of the younger ones because
America
She-Hulk's not young.
Chavez.
Oh yeah, America Chavez is
Mm-hmm.
her own thing.
I think we're getting Amadeus Cho in something coming up. I feel like I've seen his name dropped.
That I'd be excited for that.
I
Amadeus
believe
Show is amazing.
I believe he is slated to come into something. Because we met his mom, remember, in Ultron. She was the doctor who was helping make Ultron, the Asian doctor lady. That was
I
something Cho.
never knew.
Yeah, that was his mom. So
Are you serious or like you
no,
just
no, 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 no,
assuming
no, no. That's
they
real. Look
said-
up.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to look up the
Okay,
cast,
okay.
I can't remember her name, but it was Doctor
No, I trust you.
Doctor Cho.
I trust you.
So that's supposed to be Amadeus Cho's mother. Amadeus Cho is like, you want to describe his deal because he was definitely one of the Young Avengers, right?
Yeah. So in the comics, Amadeus Cho is the new Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Amadeus Cho is also one of the smartest people in the world.
But he does
there's-
more than just be a Hulk, right? Isn't he like also a
He's-
shapeshifter kind of dude?
Nah, you might be thinking of Hulkling.
Oh, I am.
Hulkling's
Totally,
a Young Avenger. He's like a super Skrull or something like that.
you're right. I was
married
totally
to,
thinking of him.
Yeah, he's married to Wiccan, one of Scarlet Witch's kids. Amadeus Cho is incredibly smart. Was able to recreate Bruce Banner's, experiment, became New Hulk. And like for reference, there's 7 brilliant people in Marvel. Right, I think there's 7. There's Reed Richards, Doctor Doom, Hank Pym, uh, Beast, Bruce Banner, T'Challa, and then Amadeus Cho. That's not in order, by the way,
Right.
but those are like widely considered the most brilliant people in the MCU.
Right.
So Amadeus Cho is like legit. He's I like him. So I'm
He's a
excited.
favorite of a lot of people. I haven't read
Yeah.
I haven't read any comics with him in it yet, but I know that
That'll be good.
He's a pretty. That would be a big thing for a lot of people. I feel like he's coming up in something. That is.
I wonder what though.
Google Amadeus Cho MCU, and you'll probably get a hit right off the bat. But I'm thinking we need to see some kind of confirmation that they're doing the Young Avengers at some point.
We also Echo's coming up too, so Echo might be a member of that. Like
She's pretty old for the rest of those people.
the Echo was in Hawkeye, the Hawkeye show.
I know she was.
She wasn't that
She was
old.
in her 20s. I feel like
So was Kate Bishop. Florence is actually 30, but
Yeah,
or no,
she looks younger.
Yeah, but like in the show, she's around the same age. Spider-Man at some point is probably one of the new Avengers because I'm pretty sure Tom Holland is still slated to do more.
Yeah. I wonder when we'll
More of
learn
those
more about that.
films.
Yeah, when that announcement's going to be.
Yeah, because I remember, I'm pretty sure I remember Kevin Feige saying Spider-Man was like going to lead the new street level heroes.
Hmm.
Uh, so yeah,
All right.
we'll see what
Okay.
happens with that. Especially since no one remembers who Peter Parker is,
Right.
right? So
Right.
uh,
D23
yeah, D23, I'm excited.
closing in. So you said September 9th and 10th?
9th, 10th, 11th, and yeah, I see Helen Cho is the mother.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, Helen Show. There you go.
so yeah, I see what you were talking about. Yeah, so Amadeus Cho is supposed to be coming to MCU at some point. Okay, yeah, this is exciting. This is exciting news.
There you go. Found out here first. What else we got? What do you want to talk about since we're talking about Marvel? You want to talk about the Marvel release last week?
Yeah, but sorry, I was reading the comments.
Oh, about Cho?
Nah, this is Fu Monday is talking about Spider-Man. Sorry, when I say that, I don't think Spider-Man will be any of the shows, but I think at some point there will be like a new Avengers or Young Avengers team introduced. Probably New Avengers. I would say. I would hope it's the New Avengers. All those people we named are like New Avengers at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, and then I think we talked about it the other week. There's also Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Daredevil,
Right.
and at some point they all make an appearance in the new Daredevil show, and all those people are New Avengers also. So,
oh wow,
yeah, we'll see. So you're probably right. There's probably a New Avengers coming soon that they'll have to introduce some folks for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, and then yeah, we'll see what happens. And then we'll see what happens with that Thunderbolts cast and all these D23 things.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks, look forward to it.
Yeah. The hype bar is like high right now after the Black Panther trailer. It was like the last big thing that we got from Marvel. Yeah. So
it's getting me excited for like the future. So
hey man, if that movie looks like it's really gonna slap, and then just they gotta ride. They need a little bit of good momentum, man. They've had some kind of like mixed releases lately. I want to see a couple bangers. You know, they I feel like it was really hard to come off of Thor Ragnarok, and then like Infinity War and then Endgame all came out within like 2 years of each other, and it was just like I feel like that was the wave, that was the peak, and I want to get back to that feeling. So some of these things have me excited. I want that is the bar. Like that was the bar. That was where the bar was set. So
I think Black Panther is a good start. And
hey man,
honestly, looking at Jonathan Majors as like getting swole, even though he's probably getting swole for but he's probably getting swole for Creed.
Yeah, definitely.
3 also, but he's still going to be in a Quantumanium. I think that's probably going to be really good. The whole next year is going to be a great year for like
Quantumania is coming out right after Black Panther. So
right.
All right,
top of the year, probably around like I gotta check the date.
I think it's February or March.
Because I definitely forgot the date.
I think it's right in there, right in Q1.
Cool. Will they use Contessa instead of William Hurt as the leader role in Thunderbolts? I'm assuming they use U.S. Agent and Madam Hydra because they got introduced at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Madam Hydra.
Yeah.
Elaine from Seinfeld.
Yes.
Yeah, we haven't seen her in a minute. She was making the regular appearances for a while. I haven't seen her since Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that's the like Thunderbolts cast. That's the start of like the Thunderbolts team. Because since we haven't seen them. Yeah.
But what about last week? Let's talk a little She-Hulk.
Oh yes. So
She-Hulk. Episode 1 came out.
Yeah, and
What are your
no spoilers. We're not going to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen
Yeah,
She-Hulk.
we'll keep the spoilers super light. It will omit them entirely if possible,
Yeah,
but
non-existent.
non-existent. If anything slips, I apologize, but no, we'll try to be really good with that.
Yeah.
What it what do you think? What's your
Oh,
pulse?
I like it, and we had some friends add this and to Greek. They said that it was essentially Ally McBeal. I watched and I was like, oh yeah, this is Ally McBeal.
Single
Uh,
female lawyer.
right. This is
Yeah,
great. It's funny to me. Uh, I enjoyed it. Right. I didn't enjoy one thing, and I don't like how she got her power.
right.
It really bothered me how they did it. Like it felt lazy, and they like the way they deviated from the comic was like you didn't have to do that. You could have done the same thing, and it would have
Yeah,
made
I
just
think
as
it
much
was a
sense.
timing. It was a timing thing. I just feel like they
Mhm.
didn't have the time to fully flesh out the backstory. But for those of you who know the backstory from the comics, the way that she gets her powers, they change it, they tweak it just a little bit. It's still kind of the same in essence,
Mhm.
like the substance is there. But I got to admit, for the first right after the accident happens, you find out how she gets her powers, and then I was
Mhm.
like, for 10 minutes after that, I was like, what? Like, what? Wait, what? Like, it just kind of opens the door, and you'll see when you watch it of like, how has this never been addressed? Like, it just
Yeah.
seems like an oversight. And then they explain it. They go back and they do like a little exposition on how it makes sense that she got the powers. But for like 10 minutes there, I was just like, what?
Mhm.
Like, how? And then they're like, oh, okay. So they walk it back a little bit. I
Yeah.
kind of wish that they had just done it a little bit more. And, not really a spoiler, but, you find out her origin story in this first episode. That was originally not the plan. The original plan was that you were going to find
Mhm.
out everything in episode 8. And
Oh
that,
yeah, that's
which
just what
is,
Fumani said in the chat. You're supposed to
yeah,
find out episode 8.
yeah, they
So
recut it.
yeah,
I I think this was a wiser move, like
I
them
agree.
laying everything out at the beginning, and uh, I do agree that it just felt a little bit rushed one way or the other, though. I
And
just kind of wish we had had another 45 seconds, even with the explanation on her powers.
I wish they would have just done it slightly differently. It's literally like it's kind of the same as it happens in the comics, just with like a weird
Right.
difference like that.
But that was your only nitpick with the episode?
Yeah, everything else I enjoyed. I saw
Yeah.
like a lot of like for some reason every like woman led Marvel show is getting review bombed.
Oh yeah, man.
Or and I thought that was weird. Like you don't need to review bomb this. It's not some agenda just because a woman is talking about like her struggles going through life as a whole. Although
Yeah.
I saw like memes online that I thought were funny of like her talking about your mansplaining and like Bruce is like you've never been a Hulk. This is I'm not I'm not like discounting your struggles in life, but like I killed a whole city of people by accident because someone someone took over my mind. You know what I had to deal.
Yeah, no, it was a
with?
good. Disney's been doing this lately, where they lay out they put out the stuff front and center, and they don't really
Yeah.
sugarcoat it. And I think a lot of people feel like that's pandering.
Yeah, it's not pandering just because it's conversations you don't have.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But the overall tone and premise of the show, I really liked. I thought it was a solid first episode. I think I really appreciated like the humor of it all, the joke at the end in the post-credit scene. So something to know. I think every episode is going to have like a post-credit thing. Not all of it's. It seems like based on this first episode, it's not going to be necessarily super important, but yeah, just the joke at the very very end was like I had to go back and watch that again because I was like, this is amazing.
That's good.
I
I like it. I want to laugh. I don't
Yeah.
need like a. This is a good lighthearted comedy.
Yeah, it's
Let's
supposed
go.
to be like a sitcom-y kind of thing,
Yeah.
Like I think they're trying to bridge that gap with the sitcom aspect, and so far so good. You know,
I hope it continues like this. You know, how we say this every time, right?
I know.
That first Marvel episode comes out, like, oh yeah, I'm excited, and then,
Mm-hmm.
all right, man.
Yeah, yeah. It starts
I'm
to
like, I don't
drop.
like that.
It starts to drop.
Yeah, they gotta find that sweet spot when it comes to like running these shows.
Yeah. I
And then we'll see.
I think what I'm worried about most with this is not that the writing or like the plot is gonna get stupid, although that could happen. I think I'm most concerned that just not enough is gonna happen. Like I'm gonna get bored. I don't really know anything about how they're planning to flesh out her story, but right now I'm just like, okay, well, where's this gonna go? And I guess you could say the same for any of the shows, but like with Miss Marvel, it seemed more obvious where it was like, oh wow, she got her powers, and she's got to hide that from her parents. Whereas this one, it's like she's very obviously going out and flaunting her shit. And I'm just curious how they're gonna play that and how that's gonna work in and how they're gonna keep people engaged for like 8 episodes.
Well, I think it'll probably be more of like, well, I don't want to spoil. I don't want to spoil anything, so I won't say anything. But we know
I think
Devastation's somewhere in there, so
30
I think
minute
Devastation would probably be a
30-minute run times is good. I agree.
yeah sitcom run times
For a sitcom in this. Yeah, I think an hour would have felt a little long. We'll see though. I mean, if they start setting things up, like one of the problems with Miss Marvel was they set up a million different things going on, and then some stuff just felt like it got shelved halfway through. Some storylines just felt like well, why didn't we just focus on this? So I hope they don't do that. I hope they kind of keep the story centered on her, and don't try to branch out into a million different things that end up going nowhere. I don't see that being. I don't know. I feel more optimistic on this one than I did Miss Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, I think the for me, it's like the context is different, right? It's not like Miss Marvel. I know that this is supposed to lead into like a greater the Marvel story. Like this stuff has to happen in this. But for this She-Hulk, it doesn't have to lead into anything grand or great, right?
Yeah.
If anything, it just leads into another case, and then maybe Charlie Cox will come and like be defending some criminal.
Yeah, but Moon Knight didn't have to lead into anything greater, and I think that suffered a lot of the same stuff. Where it was just like,
I mean, Midnight Suns. I think that's what we are. We know the team, right? We're
I don't.
So for me, this has to lead into something great. That
hasn't been officially announced.
You can't introduce like all the members of Midnight Suns and then be like, but they're not coming. Come on, son. Like, I'm going to assume they're coming at some point.
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
At least for me, that's how it felt. It felt like it's leading into more. This just feels like let's have some fun.
Let's have some fun. Well, I watched this mostly for the Bruce Banner content because I think most of the internet agrees that the MCU has done the Hulk dirty up to this point. So I think one thing I would like out of the show is a little bit of justice for Bruce. I don't know if we're gonna get that,
Bruce
but
content too.
Yeah, there was a lot of good contextual stuff for him.
Development and like a lot of stuff starts to make sense and oh yeah, thank you. CGI looked very, very good.
Yeah, one of our big concerns was how the CGI did not look very good in the trailers. I think the only thing that I noticed is that the mouths looked a little weird in some places. I don't know if you caught that, but like when they were talking, when they were talking, if you watch like the motion capture on the mouths just kind of looks off. But generally speaking, no, it looked really good. And they were showing it off too. I mean, they had like night scenes, day scenes, all different kinds of lighting.
They do a lot of good CG stuff in there. And the She-Hulk as a character is really good. Like this is like the perfect She-Hulk.
Yeah, so, it was a good casting. I think it was a good casting choice. Like, she looks really a lot like her, just like compositionally. You know, her face.
Yeah, it was great. I think I highly recommend it. I know some people say we hate everything, but no, clearly
What?
we loved She-Hulk. We hate a lot of stuff. Let's be honest.
I
But
don't know.
not this. We love She-Hulk.
I feel like I stand pretty hard for a lot. I just I don't know. Like I said,
Uh,
man, the bar was set so high after that Ragnarok to Endgame run. I'm just kind of like,
I feel you.
come on, bring me back, bring me back.
And yes, probably She-Hulk is probably physically the strongest new Avenger that we've been introduced to.
Right.
So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
What else? What else we get last week? You want to talk about your Sandman episode? I know you're dying to talk about the little bonus that we got that I did not
Yes.
watch.
Yeah. All right. So if you didn't know, there was an extra Sandman episode that came out sometime last week, I think, or either this weekend. I don't remember. It just came out, right? So there's a bonus Sandman episode split into two parts. It's one is Calliope, and that's one of the muses in Greek mythology, and then the other one is like Night of a Thousand Cats. So they combine those two stories into one long episode. The Night of a Thousand Cats one is like animated, and you watch it, you see what it's about. All centers around Dream. The Night of a Thousand Cats is really good. And it's like if you read like the comic or looked up the comic, it's like it's done really well. It's like spot on. It's really good that they did it animated. I think I was talking to Greek about this too. He said the same thing. Like he said like they animated that whole thing for the cats, and it was beautiful and it was done well. It should have been animated. That's really good. We don't need some like weird Lion King animation where no one's expressive. Like it was really good.
I like the Lion King animation.
No. The live action Lion King.
I did. I thought that was good CG.
Live action.
Yeah, I like the Jungle Book.
Not to get too far off, but there's like a scene. You remember when like Simba's like the wildebeest are coming?
Yeah.
Right. And then in the animated, the truly animated one, Simba's expressive, and the other one, Simba is looking.
It's just a cat.
It's just a cat, and he just started running. Like, this is not it. So that's the first one, and then the second part of that episode is like the Calliope one, and for like context, there's like it's just a writer, and the writer like kind of enslaves the muse because he can't get any inspiration for the stuff that he wants to write, so he gets it out of Calliope after he gets her from this other guy. You just gotta watch it, and
okay.
I can't. I don't want to like spoil this. I won't explain more of that, but it's done really, 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 really well. And there are like some like dark things that happen in the episode,
right?
And the way they do those dark things, it's like they allude to things that happen in a great way where it doesn't take away from the story, and you still know like, oh, this is what they did. This is genius. The whole thing is really good, and I'm pretty sure the whole point of like this extra episode is to set up for like the next season, because you need to know who Calliope is, because she's like the relationship between her and Dream is important for like other stuff that happens. So I feel like they did that in a great way where like if they had done this mid-season, it wouldn't have made sense, because this all takes place like in the middle of like, the whole Morpheus thing, because it's like during when he's imprisoned, and then he gets out, and then she's still in prison. So if they had like thrown this episode in the middle of all that,
yeah,
people would have been confused, and it's not
more so confused than they already were.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think they did it in a really good way, and it's a really great way to introduce a character and like set up for something that you need to kind of know and kind of like premise for the future.
Does the voice actor, is it the same dude who did the acting for Dream? Like, is the cast the same?
Or no, it's the same cast, same Dream.
But it's just animated instead.
Oh no, sorry. Only the Night of a Thousand Cats is animated.
Oh,
The,
okay, okay,
the
okay.
Calliope part is not animated. That's like
Oh,
why.
oh,
Yeah, it's
interesting.
not.
How long was the
So,
episode?
like an hour, I think.
Oh, it was a full length episode.
Yeah, like or like 55 minutes, something like that, but full length.
What about the
And
animated
then
one?
oh no, sorry. That's the entire thing is 55 minutes. The animated part is like maybe 22,
Okay,
and then
okay,
the rest is like yeah. And
okay,
then the actor who plays Dream is still the voice in the animated one, from what I can
okay,
tell.
okay.
So it's really good. Highly recommend it. Uh, I like if you like Sandman, you're gonna love this. Neil Gaiman is like he should write like a master class in how to make a show.
Mm.
Because the way they're doing this is it's like perfect to me. And if you like go back and read the comics, the way they adapt it is it's so good. Like seriously, I love this. I love this whole run. I can't wait for Sandman season 2. And now I now understand why Warner Brothers had to sell the rights to Sandman to Netflix because they're broke. So good on you, Warner Brothers. Nice job because Netflix is really doing this comic adaptation justice.
I'm wondering if they are happy and they're like, oh yeah, we never could have done it like this, or if they're blown and they're like, damn, looks like we would have made some money off of that one.
Probably hurt because they need that money.
Probably like, yeah, there's probably somebody who greenlit that and it was like, yeah, Sandman, that's obscure. Sell that to Netflix for change. we'll make $1 million on the sale, and they're gonna tank. And now that dude is probably sweating bullets. Like, oh my god,
just make sure they don't use any of our real characters. No Martian Manhunter, Mr. Miracle, or Constantine. Those are our breadwinners.
Yeah, WB needs the W, and they may have just passed it on that one.
Only on the WB.
Maybe they do a show about that fucking frog.
That racist
that frog. Racist fucking frog.
That big lip beast.
Don't even remember what he looked like.
Yeah,
I just remember he had a top cane.
Lips.
Oh, I just remember the top hat and the cane.
Huge lips, Jesus. The top hat and cane.
Oh,
he was always like singing and tipping his hat. Oh, I'm Michigan J Frog. Like, how dare you? How dare you?
Yo, cancel the problematic frog. I don't even remember.
First the frog, then Ezra Miller, then Amber Heard. How dare you?
Really?
Just batting 3 for 3 in
W
offensiveness.
Bunch of L's. All right. Let's see. Maybe last but not least. I don't know if there's anything else, but House of Dragon. Big release last week.
Mm-hmm.
Big, capital B. I just checked it out today. It I don't know.
I've heard rave reviews. I thought everyone loved it.
It's got really, really high. Here's my impression.
Oh, we got a true Game of Thrones fan in the chat.
Is it lowercase ass or uppercase ass? ASS ass. Here's my impression. It has very, very, very high production value. Like, if you remember the way that Game of Thrones was filmed, that show looked like it cost $1 million a scene. Like it looks really good. That's all I can really say about it so far.
Wow. Okay.
I think, so I think, and I think a lot of people will like it for that alone. Like the setting and the scenery and the art direction and the cinematography and the special effects. The dragons look really good. All of that is like A+ stuff. I don't know if there's a story underneath that I care about. It's set like 200 years before Game of Thrones, and it follows the House of Targaryen people. So Viserys the First. Basically, if you read George R. R. Martin's Fire and Blood thing, which is basically like a encyclopedia of like what happened in the olden times, with some like short stories about the Targaryens. There's a lot of stuff from there apparently, but
no, like there's no direct book of this entire.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No. But George R. R. Martin did work really closely with the screenwriters and showrunners who did this.
I don't know how much that means to me.
And take that for what you will.
Yeah.
Basically, all I can really tell you from the first episode is that it's got really high production value and that it looks really pretty. I
Okay.
think time will tell if there's good writing, acting. I don't know. Some of the acting so far has just been kind of like, it hasn't really impressed me. It hasn't done anything yet. And the story, I don't know if I care about the story. It's just like, it's really going to focus on this one family. There's other houses and shit in there. So like, you remember like the Baratheons are there, the Tullys are there, the Hightower, Aaron, like they all get mentioned. The Starks, you know, you get Rickon Stark. The first is like, makes a little cameo in there. It's definitely going to focus on the Targaryens and like this inner conflict that they introduce in the first episode about obviously vying for power. I don't know if I give a shit yet. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah. It's,
Okay.
I'm definitely going to watch episode 2. But like if it doesn't start to hook me, I'm just probably going to fall off and not watch it. I don't think there's any compelling reason to watch it yet, to be honest. There's nothing really about the first episode where I'm like, you got to go check it out. There's really nothing unless you're like, unless in your brain, like the last 3 to 4 seasons of Game of Thrones just get wiped out of your mind and you don't remember what a clusterfuck those were. And you're like, oh yeah, more Game of Thrones content, then like, by all means, like go watch it. But for those of us who remember how Game of Thrones ended, I'm just like coming back into this. I'm like, why do I care? Like what is compelling me to care? I don't like the way that they ended Daenerys' story in Game of Thrones. I'm like, they did such like shit tier justice to that character. I'm like, why do I want to go learn more about her family now? Like,
but to be fair, those are different showrunners. Those are different showrunners.
Yeah, but
you gotta give them it's a whole new.
They dropped Daenerys' name
background.
in the thing. They're like, this is 200 years before the birth of Daenerys Targaryen. And I was like,
oh,
Daenerys? You mean that character that you just fucking like shit on a whole character arc for in the last couple seasons? Like, I don't know, man. I have a very bad experience with the way that Game of Thrones ended. And this is not enough to like pull me back in yet. I'm not like, okay, let's start fresh. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of need I need a little bit more to give the show, you know, my graces. So that's where I'm at. That's my hate tirade. But it's mostly targeted at the way the Game of Thrones ended and why even after the first episode not being terrible, it just wasn't anything. I'm still like cautiously pessimistic, I would say.
I don't know. Does that make sense?
like I'm somewhere.
Are you trying to be optimistic?
I want to be optimistic. Okay. I want to give it a fresh run. The original showrunners are not on the show anymore. David, the dudes who like screwed up the last Game of Thrones show, are not associated with it anymore. They got one of the directors from the old show to come back, but I think it was one of the directors that did the earlier seasons.
Okay, that's good.
Those are the good ones.
Yeah, the good seasons. Despite what T-Stare thinks.
I know. I feel like there's definitely people in the chat that are either A, like, what are you talking about? Game of Thrones was awesome all the way through. Or B, people that were like, Game of Thrones was good until it wasn't. Or C, in T-Stare's case, people that think it was ass since it got popular and people started to like it. So I fall into that second camp.
I do as well.
More to come. I mean, I'll keep watching it. I'll tell you the thoughts. But
I'm gonna watch it with Miss Luna tomorrow. I'm gonna catch it. So
it's not bad. It's just kind of not anything. I don't know. You'll see. But I mean, it's
you're the first person I've heard that didn't have. Like,
I know it's got really, really good reviews on Rotten Tomatoes.
I don't care about Rotten Tomatoes.
I don't see it. I care
about the people.
I just
My
didn't.
people.
I guess one of the characters is pretty interesting, like the main chick that it follows.
Mhm.
I obviously you're supposed to care the most about her, but like the brother, like her uncle, which is the king's brother,
That's the
he's
bad guy.
no, he's not Morbius, but the other one that was in Morbius, the one that plays he's a British dude
Milo.
with yeah, Milo. Milo is in it with his big ears sticking out from under the golden hair, and I'm like I just can't believe anything that he says. Like he's supposed to be this like badass Targaryen, and I'm like I'm not really buying this
I
yet.
remember you had some extra disease and you needed blood from
Yeah,
your best friend to
yeah.
live. Get out
I'm
of here.
I'm not tracking on him being like this fucking badass that he's supposed to be.
Right. Okay.
Um, he kind of
Okay.
seems more like oh shoot, what was Daenerys's brother's name? Viserion, was he
Uh,
Viserion?
I don't know. He's dead.
He
That's
was
what it
dead.
is.
Got the gold poured on his head. Yeah, he
Yeah.
reminds me more of him at this point. He's just kind of like a
Okay.
whiny bitch, but he knows how to fight.
Okay.
Yeah, I will say the show. I think to end on a high note, I think the show has promise. The production value is insane. I mean, when you watch it, it's a spectacle, but I just think underneath the all the polish, I'm just not sure that there's anything there.
Okay. I respect that.
So,
So we'll see.
honest opinion, honest impression.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else from last week? Does that is that the whole kit and caboodle? Is that all she wrote?
Oh, there's the Tekken show and Dragon Ball Super,
Ooh, right.
both of which I actually enjoy.
Okay.
I'll say so. The Tekken Bloodline animated series on Netflix. Animation's okay, but it basically follows the Tekken 3 storyline. And anyone who's a fan of the Tekken series knows Tekken 3 is the best of the games. Has the best story. They even throw Leroy Smith in there in the show. So I enjoyed that. So it's really good. The only thing I don't like is like the English voice acting isn't good, so I had to switch it to Japanese. I couldn't deal with it. But still highly recommend Tekken Bloodline if you're a fan of like the game or just want to watch a new animated show.
Mm-hmm.
And then movie wise, Dragon Ball Superheroes in theaters came out the 19th, I believe. Very good, especially if you're like a long time Dragon Ball fan, right? Like if you love Dragon Ball, it pulls all that Red Ribbon Army stuff. It's a lot of callbacks.
Okay.
It makes sense. What everything that's going on makes sense. So it's like it's really cute, like really enjoyable. The animation is not bad. I thought it would be.
That's
And then
surprising. Yep.
it looked to me, it looked terrible. I watched it. Oh no, it's beautiful. Excuse me. A lot of like, there's a little fan service in there. There's like some transformations. One of the transformations looks stupid to me. That's like my only.
They have new transformations in this movie?
New transformations.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna tell you who.
Gohan.
I'm not gonna. No, I'm
Piccolo's
not gonna
going super Namek.
I'm not. No, I'm not.
So
gonna
the
tell
movie
you.
focuses on Piccolo and
Yeah.
Gohan, right?
Yeah,
I have not seen it. I have not seen it.
Right, you haven't seen.
I
That
know.
doesn't mean that,
My shout outs mean nothing.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean Goku, Vegeta, and Broly actually are in the movie
What?
as well. Yeah,
Bro, spoilers.
that's not a spoiler. You see them.
Broly's in it?
Yes, Broly is in the movie.
That was
Broly
not
is
in
canon.
any trailers.
Yes, it was. Broly, you see Broly just standing there. He's in the movie.
I don't even need to see it
That's probably
anymore.
my favorite part of the movie is Broly being there.
Okay.
I just like him being in the mix. But it's
Yeah.
really enjoyable. I saw it in theaters. You can either watch it dub or sub.
Right.
Dragon Ball is one of the few things that I will always watch dub because those
Yes.
voice actors are fantastic.
Yep. Sean Shamel and Chris Sabat are Goku and Vegeta forever.
Yes.
Those are like the only two voice actors' names that I know, and it's because they're the only ones that matter for Dragon Ball. Yeah.
Highly recommend that movie. And there's something that happens in the movie that like fans will love. So go and see it.
Ooh.
You won't be disappointed. I'm not going to
Ultimate
tell you what
fan
it is.
service.
Yes, I was hyped. It's like a moment I've been waiting for how long has Dragon Ball Z been out?
Man, when did you go and see it?
I saw it yesterday.
You could have told me.
Free ticket.
What? Oh, right, because you went and saw that other movie and they screwed it up.
Yeah, so then but the same thing happened again. The AC just wasn't working. Amazing. So they gave me another free ticket. So yeah.
So everybody's in there sweating. Gohan's fusing with Piccolo and all this crazy shit is happening. Trunks and Hercule team up.
Exactly. Goku makes an appearance.
Goku. Oh God. That sounds dope. All joking aside, I definitely need to go and see it. I kind of forgot that this one came out last week. So, man, if anybody's got the link, you know what I'm saying.
And if you want to support the movie, go to theaters. I
definitely want to go and support it. But I just
will they make 20 million at the box office last week?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't look up the statistics on this one because
no, sorry. I saw it. I just forgot what it was. I'm pretty sure it was like 20 million or so. Opening weekend. So they made a good amount of money, and that's just in the US. I'm glad they released it. It came out at the same time in Japan. I appreciate that they did that. Usually Japanese animation, they don't do that. They like to give their Japanese fan base exclusives first. That's what happened with One Piece Film Red.
One Piece Film Red, I feel like is out everywhere but America right now.
It probably, and it hurts my heart.
Yeah, I saw somebody watched it in France. What are they doing?
I don't know. It hurts my heart, man. I've heard nothing but good things about that. So, whatever. We'll get it at some point. But yeah, go see Dragon Ball Superhero. Watch Tekken Bloodline on Netflix. Watch Sandman, the extra episode on Netflix. Watch well, I don't know if you want to recommend
House of the Dragon. Go watch it for yourself. I mean, go form your own opinion. You don't need to tell us. You don't need us to tell you what to think about it. Go watch it.
Yeah, watch it. And definitely watch She-Hulk.
Yeah, She-Hulk was worth a watch, especially at 30 minutes. Go check it out. Even if you think it's some bullshit, 30 minutes, you can figure that out.
And it airs every Thursday, not Wednesday. I got that wrong last time we talked about this.
Yes, you did, because I was hyped for it to come out the next day, and I was like, "Where is it?"
I was
conned.
I thought something was broken. I was like, "What happened to Disney Plus? Why is this episode?"
Oh man, I gotta watch all this other stuff now. I've been binging Succession in between meetings, and that is my new shit right now. I love Succession.
I gotta watch that.
HBO. It's about this terrible billionaire family. They're basically like the owners of Fox News, essentially, is what they're supposed to be. But it's hilarious. It's really like
is it a comedy or is it?
It's like it's somewhere. It's like a dramedy. So I would say that the humor is really dark and kind of deadpan. Like it's not like stuff that you would find funny out of this context, but in the context of the show of them being just terrible people, billionaires, it's just funny. The shit that they talk about. Some of the characters are just outright hilarious, amazing. Cousin Greg. Definitely watch it. Watch the first episode. You get a good feel for the vibe of the show, and you'll see I've not seen anything else kind of like it with the tone that this has. So I appreciate it for that.
On my list, so yeah. And I already finished The Bear, so this
that's on my list too.
Yeah, now we're delving away from our typical nerd thing and just go watch these good shows.
Yeah, man.
Bear is amazing.
Yeah, I heard Bear was pretty good.
It's so good. I can't wait for the season. Especially if you worked in the service industry.
I know.
You did, so you're gonna watch it and be like, this is exactly what this is like.
Yeah, maybe.
My job was exactly like this. So definitely watch The Bear.
I don't know. I'll get back to you on that.
Watch it. I'm telling you.
I will. As soon as I finish Succession, I will definitely pick it up. That's on the short list.
And it's only 8 episodes, so
that's good. Are they 30 minutes or hour long?
Like 40.
Okay.
So hour with commercials.
What else?
That's it for me until
and then
until we come back. We
So
might be on a
yeah,
little bit of a hiatus though.
news announcement here. This is gonna be the last one for me for a minute. Baby, baby O'Shaughnessy, Deshaughnessy, uh,
The Ocean.
O'Shaughnessy, on the way, coming in November. But as you can see, based on my background, I am annexed to the living room right now. So my office got taken away, turned into the nursery. Already given up stuff for this little bastard, but I'm gonna be pretty busy in between now and the baby. So Samson's gonna bring in some special guests. We're gonna hope that he can figure out how to set all this up, and we'll keep you running with the news. But it'll be cameos featuring other and Samson. That's what the O will stand for. Comic books, anime, movies, and everything else featuring other person and Samson.
Yeah, he's a good friend and a homie. You'll introduce him.
Yeah.
Well, I'll introduce him the day that I figure this out and then record.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, Sean is in the background sending me news and things that he wants me to talk.
Yeah, I'll be in the chat causing a ruckus with add this and Tigreek.
Exactly, being problematic, cleaning unprompted.
Cleaning up. Maybe I can moderate. Maybe I can moderate the chat. Yeah.
Clean the chat unprompted.
Unprompted. Oh shit! All Andrew Tate references get scrubbed out of the chat.
Exactly.
All right. Well, it's been real. Until I come back, until I see y'all again. It's been fun. Thanks for hanging out with us every Tuesday night. You know, I enjoy it. Hope you guys like listening. And bing bong.
There it is.
There it is.